My beloved child, this coming Tuesday may become an important turning point if you enter it with awareness, peace, and a prepared heart. I have not come to frighten you with threats, nor do I want you to believe that the name of a day possesses the power to determine your destiny. What I want you to recognize is that there are moments when God uses an ordinary milestone to invite you to pause. Look deeply at your journey, and finally, do what you have postponed for too long. A transition is drawing near, but it will not take place only in outward circumstances. It begins when you stop allowing fear to guide you. Stop chasing noise, and stop repeating choices that kept you trapped. This Tuesday may be the day you clearly recognize what must be released, what must be protected, and which step must be taken so that the future is no longer merely a distant dream. I know you have traveled a very long road. There were months when you lived like someone walking through fog, still moving, but unable to see the way out. You carried burdens outsiders could not understand, prayed through exhaustion, and sometimes wondered whether you still possessed enough strength to hope. Those tears were not signs of weakness. They revealed how hard you had fought to keep bitterness from taking over your heart. God saw every small step, including those for which no one applauded. He knew the times you chose what was right, even when it cost you. The moments you remained silent, so you would not wound someone else. And the days when you could complete only one small task before needing to rest. All of this has been forming a foundation stronger than you realize, so that when the new door opens, you will not enter with the immaturity of the person you once were. Therefore, receive Tuesday with preparation rather than superstition. Do not chase signs that make your mind more chaotic. And do not treat every dream, number, or restless feeling as a certain prophecy. Keep your feet upon the ground and allow wisdom to illuminate your way. If something within you remains unsettled, ask what the true cause may be. Are you working beyond your limits, avoiding a necessary conversation, or still trying to preserve a relationship that is no longer healthy? Are you waiting for a financial miracle while refusing to examine your spending honestly? Are you praying for healing while neglecting sleep, rest, or professional advice? God can open the way, but He also teaches you to cooperate with change through honest and responsible action. A new opportunity may appear. A conversation may clarify something that confused you, or a decision you have feared for a long time may become easier to understand. But remember that not every open door belongs to you. A truly good invitation will not require you to betray your dignity, neglect your health, or exchange peace in order to possess it. What comes from God may require courage, but it will not manipulate you through fear that everything will disappear if you pause for a single second. If an opportunity makes you hurried, greedy, eager to prove yourself superior, or willing to return to habits that once destroyed you, stop. Clarity does not always say, move forward. Sometimes it says, wait, examine this again, or this is not your road. A mature person not only knows how to open doors, but also knows which doors must remain closed. You once imagined that breakthrough had to look like a large amount of money, instant healing, or a dream suddenly becoming reality. These things may arrive in many forms, but the deepest breakthrough comes when old thoughts no longer govern you. It happens when you receive rejection without treating it as proof that you are worthless. It happens when you dare to say no to someone who continually exploits your kindness without drowning in guilt. It happens when you begin managing small things faithfully instead of waiting to possess much before living with order. It happens when you stop calling yourself a failure and begin seeing yourself as someone who is learning, growing, and permitted to begin again. When this change occurs within you, your outward choices will also change, and the road of your life will gradually turn in a new direction. I also want you to understand that darkness does not need to be imagined as a force watching every step and waiting to steal your blessing. Often, darkness is simply distraction, fear, procrastination, or the tendency to return to what is familiar even when it hurts you. It may appear as a voice saying you are not good enough, that you are too late, or that every effort is useless. Do not spend your life arguing with that voice. Perform one concrete action that proves it wrong. Complete what you abandoned. Send the letter that needs to be sent. Reorganize a debt. Rest before you collapse. Ask for help when you cannot carry more alone. Every wise action is a small lamp being lit. And when enough lamps are burning, the dark room will no longer have authority to hold you. This Tuesday, set aside time to become still and write down 3 things: what you must release, what you need to protect, and the next step you can take. Do not write goals so enormous that they overwhelm you again. Choose something specific that can begin that very day. Perhaps you need to stop contacting someone who continually wounds you. Perhaps you need to schedule a medical examination. Complete an application. Begin learning a skill, or speak honestly about your financial condition. The first step may simply be cleaning your room so your mind feels less chaotic. God often does not provide the entire map. He gives enough light for the nearest step. When you remain faithful to that step, the next part of the road will appear. Stop waiting for confirmation from repeated numbers or the actions of a crowd. You do not need to type a symbol for heaven to know that you are ready. Readiness is seen in the way you live. Keep your word and face your responsibilities. If you truly believe a new season is coming, prepare the inner house for it. Remove resentment from your heart, useless habits from your time, and confusion from your relationships. Create room for peace by speaking less in arguments that produce nothing. Create room for abundance by managing well what you already possess. Create room for healthy love by refusing to call control and repeated harm affection. No one can close a door God truly opens, but you still need enough discernment to walk through it without carrying all the old disorder with you. My beloved child, if Tuesday passes without a glorious event, do not become disappointed. An important day is not always measured by what others can see. Perhaps the greatest thing that happens is that you finally understand you no longer need to pursue a door that has closed. Perhaps you realize peace is more important than winning an argument. Perhaps you awaken with courage to begin something small that you continually postponed. Turning points like these do not shake the heavens, but they can alter the entire direction of a life. A seed makes no sound when its shell opens. Yet that silent moment is when new life begins. Therefore, enter Tuesday with awakened eyes, a humble heart, and hands ready to act. Do not fear what is coming, but do not hastily call every change a blessing before examining its fruit. What is good will help you become more honest, compassionate, responsible, and free from what once controlled you. I am beside you to remind you that the past no longer possesses the right to name your future. Your struggles refined you, but they are not allowed to become your permanent home. Carry forward the wisdom. Leave behind condemnation, and take the next healthy step. Tuesday is not your moment because the stars have written it in advance. It may become a turning point because you have finally decided to cooperate with change. Stand firmly in truth and stop allowing fear to choose on your behalf. When Tuesday's dawn arrives, you may recognize a gentle movement taking place within, as though the fog that covered your thoughts is gradually dissolving and making room for clarity. I am not saying that every problem will disappear in a moment, but you will no longer see them through your former eyes. Your heart will become lighter because you are no longer trying to carry tomorrow upon today's shoulders. Your mind will become calmer because you understand that not every unanswered question is evidence of failure. You will step out of the familiar room with a different posture, not because you are trying to attract attention, but because genuine peace possesses a beauty that cannot be hidden. Others may notice that your eyes contain less anxiety. Your words are no longer rushed, and your presence brings a sense of stability they cannot easily explain. What radiates from you is not outward glamour, nor is it pride that causes you to think you are greater than anyone else. It is the strength of someone who passed through many storms without allowing those storms to steal gentleness. You learned how to stand without shouting, how to protect yourself without becoming cold, and how to move forward without denying what once caused pain. This quiet maturity will set you apart. People will not merely hear what you say. They will sense the consistency between your words, conduct, and decisions. When your inner life returns to order, your presence will naturally become a safe place for those who are unsteady. I know hardship may still come, because entering a new day does not mean life will contain no more challenges. An unexpected expense may arise. A plan may change. A conversation may make you uncomfortable, or an old memory may suddenly return. The difference is that this time, you will not face these things with the mindset of someone abandoned. I am teaching you to carry a peace that cannot be easily snatched from your hands by a message, a number, or another person's words. This peace is not denial of reality. It is a shield that allows you to look directly at reality without allowing panic to govern you. You will still address the problem, but you will do so with wisdom. You will still speak, but anger will not decide your words. You will still act, but urgency will no longer force you into blind choices. The adversary often tries to draw you away from the right road, not only through great events, but through constant disorder. It makes you so tired that discernment becomes difficult, so busy that you no longer listen, and so doubtful that you close the door yourself before opportunity can appear. One financially stressful day may make you believe all your progress is meaningless. One disagreement in the family may persuade you that nothing can be healed. One moment of weakness may cause you to forget how strong you have been throughout a long journey. But, my beloved child, do not use one difficult moment to reach a conclusion about your entire future. Waves may rise, but they cannot change the direction of the ship if the one holding the wheel remains awake. You have passed through fires more intense than what now stands before you. There were days when you believed you could endure no more, yet you still moved through them. Some losses left you feeling empty, yet you later learned how to love again. Certain betrayals made you want to close yourself permanently, but you still retained the ability to recognize goodness in others. Each time, you did more than survive. You were refined. You learned to distinguish sincerity from manipulation, patience from enabling, and courage from impulsiveness. These lessons were not given so that you would continually look backward, but so that you would possess enough discernment to face the new day without repeating old cycles. Remember Daniel when he was placed in a place of danger. He could not control everything happening around him, but he refused to allow fear to control what was within. This steadiness helped him remain standing in circumstances others believed were impossible to survive. Your lions may have different forms: a threat, doubt, pressure at work, anxiety about health, or the feeling that time is working against you. You do not need to struggle with all of them through your own strength. At times, the greatest authority is keeping your mind from becoming disturbed by the roar outside. Do what belongs to your responsibility. Seek support when necessary, and then place what exceeds your ability into my hands. What sets you apart is not only what you believe during peaceful moments, but how you live when matters do not unfold according to your desire. Your calling is revealed most clearly when you possess a reason to give up but still choose faithfulness. When you could respond bitterly but preserve clean speech. And when you are underestimated yet refuse to abandon your dignity. You were not created to dissolve into patterns that teach people to live only for acceptance. I do not want you to diminish your gifts, ideas, or compassion because you fear standing out. But standing out does not mean seeking attention. You are different because you know how to preserve truth amid deception, mercy amid bitterness, and hope when many others have surrendered. You are like a lighthouse placed in a stormy sea. A lighthouse does not chase every ship to prove the value of its light. It simply remains in its proper position, keeps the lamp burning, and remains faithful to its purpose. You are the same. You do not need to pursue everyone and persuade them to understand you. Stand firmly in your values. Live consistently, and allow time to reveal what is genuine. Someone may find direction through the way you overcome adversity. Someone may recover courage after seeing that you experienced pain but did not give up. Your presence may become encouragement without a long speech. Because a restored life possesses a voice of its own. Darkness does not fear temporary noise. It fears a steady light that refuses to go out. It knows that when you understand your worth, accusations will have greater difficulty shaking you. When you understand your purpose, distractions will struggle to pull you far away. When you know how to preserve peace, situations designed to provoke you will no longer easily achieve their goal. Therefore, attacks may come through exhaustion, delay, doubt, or the need to prove yourself. Do not fall into that trap. You do not need to win every argument before entering your mission. You need only refuse to abandon truth because of temporary voices. Tuesday may become a milestone, but not because the day contains an automatic miracle that changes everything. It becomes meaningful when you decide to live with a new attitude. Perhaps on that day, you will finally make the call you delayed. Complete an application. Begin taking your health more seriously, or end a habit that has been stealing your energy. There may be no dramatic scene, yet you may recognize that you no longer respond as before. This is also an expression of power. when old patterns no longer possess enough strength to pull you back, when you stop calling fear intuition, and when you begin believing you can build a healthier life. Anchor yourself, not in an outward number, but in the truth placed deeply within you. Being called does not mean you will never feel weak. It means that even in weakness, you still have somewhere to return. Being chosen does not mean everyone will understand you. It means you no longer require everyone's understanding in order to live rightly. Being ready does not mean you know everything. It means you are willing to learn, move, and correct yourself when guided. Let each action become a confirmation. You will not shrink, bow before lies, or allow chaos to dim the light preserved through so many seasons of testing. My child, enter that dawn with humility and courage. Do not ask for a life without storms. Ask for a heart that is no longer easily ruled by storms. Do not seek glory so others will admire you. Seek steadiness so that you can strengthen the weary. When you enter a room, let peace go before your words. When a trial appears, let discernment come before reaction. When darkness tries to cover you, remember that you do not need to fight in order to prove that you are light. You need only continue burning through faithfulness, kindness, and a faith refined by testing. This enduring lamp will change the atmosphere around you and lead you through Tuesday as someone whose future is no longer decided by the past. You are not called to charge into darkness with anger, but to stand so firmly in the light of truth that every false thing loses its authority and is forced to retreat. My beloved child, the strength I placed within you is not noisy and does not need to be proved through conflict, threats, or violent reactions. It is the steadiness formed after every fall from which you rose, every opportunity to retaliate that you answered by preserving a clean heart, and every misunderstanding you endured without allowing another person's words to define you. This peaceful presence has become a weapon. When you know who you are, what is false can no longer easily draw you into useless battles. When you no longer need to win every argument, provocation cannot control your emotions. When you preserve truth with humility and courage, darkness finds no place within you where it can take root. Remember Moses standing before the deep sea, with an army approaching from behind and a wall of water before him that appeared impossible to cross. He did not possess enough strength to defeat the enemy through his own ability, nor could he move the sea aside with his hands. What he possessed was guidance for the next step and the courage to follow it when his circumstances revealed no visible hope. When he raised the staff, the road did not appear because the staff possessed power of its own, but because obedience met the appointed moment. My child, perhaps you are also standing in such a place. Behind you are patterns to which you do not want to return. Before you is something new that has not yet fully appeared. And, in the present, there seems to be no road. But the fact that you cannot yet see the path does not mean it is not being prepared. Tuesday is being placed before you as a milestone for awakening, not as a promise that every difficulty will disappear in one day, but as a reminder that you cannot continue standing motionless before the old wall. Perhaps what you face is a job that leaves you depleted, a relationship continually taking away peace, a health concern you have delayed addressing, or a dream you have hidden for too long because of fear of failure. The wall may not divide through a dramatic event. It may begin opening when you send an application, Schedule an appointment. Speak a necessary boundary. Or complete a small step you repeatedly avoided. I open the way, but you must be prepared to walk. If you remain on the shore waiting for absolute certainty, you may miss the path already appearing before you. Therefore, preparation does not mean sitting still and counting the hours until Tuesday. It means bringing your inner life back into order beginning today. Set aside quiet time and examine what has occupied your mind. Are you feeding imaginary conversations with someone who wounded you? Are you repeating negative words until they become the way you see yourself? Are you preserving connections that produce only confusion, competition, and the feeling that you must become smaller in order to be accepted? You cannot enter something new lightly while dragging every old burden behind you. Make space in your mind, schedule, and relationships so that goodness has somewhere to take root. Cleansing does not mean immediately removing everyone from your life or making extreme decisions in the middle of emotion. It means beginning to see everything honestly. Distinguish those who contribute to peace from those who continually pull you back into chaos. Examine the habits that keep you stagnant, the promises you often make but never fulfill, and the small unfinished tasks that quietly diminish your confidence. A room prepared for an honored guest is not merely decorated on the surface. Hidden corners must also be cleaned. In the same way, your readiness is not measured through powerful declarations, but through the way you deal with quiet matters that have made your life heavy. Speak gratitude even before seeing the full result. But do not use gratitude to deny pain or pretend everything is fine. Genuine gratitude is the ability to recognize goodness that still exists amid what remains incomplete. You may be grateful because you recognized a pattern that needs to change, because today still contains an opportunity to begin again, and because you have matured enough not to respond as you once did. When gratitude replaces panic, you stop acting solely from fear of loss. You begin making choices from clarity, recognizing that one closed door cannot erase every path, and one delay does not mean the future has been taken away. You may ask why it must be Tuesday, and why not today or another time? My beloved child, do not turn dates into charms or place all your trust in one moment on the calendar. Tuesday becomes meaningful only when it marks a genuine change in the way you live. The right time is not determined only by a clock. It is recognized when inward preparation meets an outward opportunity. Some people, resources, and circumstances require time to be placed correctly. Some lessons must be learned before you enter the door, so that when it opens, you do not return to habits that once trapped you. My precision does not make you passive. It invites you to remain faithful to every day you possess. Remember Esther, who was brought into a position whose purpose she could not initially understand. She was not placed there merely to enjoy comfort. At the necessary time, her voice became capable of protecting many people. Before the decisive moment, she had to prepare her courage, consider her actions, and accept that silence also carried consequences. You may also be in a place you once considered temporary or ordinary, yet it may contain important responsibility. Perhaps your voice needs to be raised to defend what is right. Perhaps your ability needs to be used instead of continually hidden. Perhaps you must make a choice that leads you away from familiarity and closer to purpose. However, move with discernment. Not every strong emotion is guidance. and not every opportunity appearing on Tuesday is a door you must enter. What is right will not require you to betray your values, ignore truth, or exchange dignity in order to keep it. Verify information, observe the fruit, and seek counsel from wise people when the decision carries great consequences. Divine guidance does not fear examination. It does not drive you through panic, that you will lose everything unless you act immediately. It forms a clarity deep enough that even if some trembling remains, you know you are moving towards something healthier. I also want you to understand that an open road does not mean challenges will disappear. The people crossed the sea and still had to continue through unfamiliar territory. A new door may lead into a place where you must learn more, carry greater responsibility, and release old habits more deeply. Do not confuse a miraculous opening with a life free from difficulty. What I give is not exemption from every problem, but presence, clarity, and strength, so that problems no longer define you. You will recognize growth, not only when the wall parts, but when you can walk through without carrying the fear that once kept you upon the shore. My beloved child, prepare your feet before the entire road becomes visible. Organize what must be organized. Complete what must be completed, and put down what has finished its purpose. If a conversation needs to happen, prepare your words with calmness. If a professional decision must be considered, gather information and examine reality carefully. If your health is sending signals, seek proper care instead of merely hoping everything will disappear. If your dream requires a small step, take that step. Faith is not only looking at the sea and declaring that it will part. Faith also means preparing to enter the road when the waters begin to separate. Tuesday may become a turning point, but the deepest turning point lies in the fact that you no longer respond as the former person. You do not run away merely because an obstacle appears. Neither do you rush forward merely because you feel pressured. You stand firmly, observe, and act at the proper time. Your presence becomes a weapon because fewer places remain within you where lies can live. Darkness retreats not because you shout more loudly, but because you stopped agreeing with it. You no longer call yourself powerless. Treat the past as a sentence, or permit the opinions of others to determine the limits of your future. Therefore, approach Tuesday with peace rather than obsession. Do not sit watching the clock and waiting for a miracle that must appear in the exact form you imagined. Live with awareness. Perform your part, and allow the new thing to arrive in the best way. Your sea may part through one great opportunity, but it may also part through a series of small decisions that you later recognize changed the entire direction of your life. I am leading you out of a place that no longer belongs to you. When the road appears, do not turn back because the ground ahead feels unfamiliar. Move forward with truth in your heart, wisdom in your mind, and courage in every step. What appears to be a wall may become a corridor leading into a new chapter. And the steadiness you learned during days when the road was blocked will help you cross without losing the light I placed within you.